I'm just going to sit on until I decide. One second. Just checking some things here. While I'm doing this. Just doing this real quick. Nine people. I'm just going to sit here. I'm just barely posting this. You guys don't mind it anyway, so. Right? No. I'm just going over some stuff for this week because I just feel the need. I'm looking for a certain picture before I post this. Nothing like seeing everything right in front of you, right? That's the way I see it. That is the way I see it. Okay. Got that done. Okay. Hey guys. Nope, not a lunch break. Had to post something. So here we go. So I kind of want to go over just some things that you need to be prepared for this week. The first one that I'm getting is a new energy. And I'm going to tell you that this is going to feel a different lightness, a different smoothness, a different knowing is going to be presenting to you as long as you're open and accepting to it. I'm just getting this so I can watch the chat. And sorry, I always do this right in front of you guys. That's how it is. It's just the way it is. So, okay, I just need to make sure I can monitor that. So anyway, so let me go over this. So with this energy, you guys have to understand that your body's going back to what it was capable of doing always. But now we have the energy here to do it, to get to that point of doing it and feeling it. Because I told you it was all about ascending. It was all about letting go. It was all about letting the fear go and being part of that energy across the board. Because that's what they didn't want you to figure that out, that what you're capable of doing inside your soul. And now I think people are aware they don't have to watch anybody here anymore. And they don't have to buy a bunch of bargain stuff or t-shirts or sweatshirts or any of that anymore, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not going to affect your future. But right now, it's getting the focus back here, right in this vessel that you have, that intuitive side and that balance that's coming in, steady, strong. And like I mentioned, when you want to know something's changing, you look at the animals in this world, and boy, are they reacting. And boy, Are they telling you that change is coming? And they're in sync with the weather, everything in this earth, in this core. It's all in sync together. Keep your eye on the oceans, and you're going to see a change with the oceans of the mammals in the ocean. Dolphins, whales, all that stuff. Pay attention, because they're saying that's the next effect, is that type of mammal. Ugh, can't talk today. Anyway, I'll talk slower just to make sure. Then I talked to you, I think a couple months ago, probably 6 months, and I told you that they were changing the standard of food that was going into your mouth. And everybody was panicking when they thought that, we're having shortage. No, you're just having shortage of bad food. Now, groceries are starting to, which I'd say more of the red cities, are starting to see the new brands coming in, the new standards coming in, all of that. And that's a good thing. They dumped all that crap in the ocean. It was crap. So that's a good thing too. So knowing that you're going to consistently see change with that, and you want to pay attention and look at the dates of things when you're buying it, and how pure it looks and how green it looks. I mean, be anal about it. Be very anal about it. So yeah, the circles of the animals are important. They're creating an energy that creates frequency that's going to develop this whole process. So it's part of their mission on their end, things too. So, and they, as a collective, are doing it as a collective again. Not as just one single, but as a collective, it's important. And this is what I teach in my class too. So the thing is right now, like I keep telling people, if you see buildings burned down, and you see things happening, don't go into that, oh my God. You go into, this is part of the process that has to happen to get to 4D. Something has to be dismantled for something to create. Think about it. There's never going to be where they're staying together at the same time. One has to go down for the other one to stand up. It has to. Don't be afraid of this process. Because if you look inside and reside inside yourself, it's not telling you to be in fear. It's telling you it's okay. This is part of the balance. It is. It's part of it. Maybe 3 years ago, well, that was a big difference of a fear that you should be in, but not now. This is part of the good process that needs to happen. Okay. So it's important now to step away from all these programs you think they're going to assist you in 3D. They're not going to be any use for you. If it's not teaching you to ascend, if it's not teaching you to tap into 4D, if it's just teaching you to do the same thing over, it's cut it. If it's not showing you with your own eyes to view it yourself, not your teacher to view it, you see it, cut it. We should be at a point that you should be able to see certain things by now. And if they're not showing you that, move on and find someone who is showing you that. It's very important. Very important. And I want to talk to you about 2 shows before I forget. I'm doing a show with Ismail Perez on December 11th on his channel. And we're, what I like about him is he's one of the few that I can see how it just channels in quick. It goes boom, and I'm actually seeing it come in. So it's good to see that. And I think people are having a hard time understanding that, but I see it. And so what we're going to do, we're just going to go into this channel information and just show you guys something that they don't show you. This rawness of bringing information in. We have certain subjects we're going to talk about, but I think it's good for you guys to see stuff like this and see it in its rawness of information and how we have to develop and be in this all the time. It's important. So just remember that one. That one is next Sunday on the 11th. And then Gale of Gaia, I will be on Thursday at 5 Central Time. There'll be another subject we want to talk about. So that's with that. So I want to go over some stuff because people are getting confused about this, these, um, these, um, they're black, but they look titanium. Now, Gina showed you on Google Earth, but this is a different. Don't just because you see a block doesn't mean it's the same one. Okay, these are different. These are taking something off. The frequency around the ocean will be trembling because it does suck something in. Okay, and they're here for a reason. It's always important. It's always important. So I want you to look at these because they have a circle in the middle, and the circle is there's energy that's like blowing through a straw. It's going to suck something up. No man, no military, nothing can get close to these. It's not from them. And if they did, it would dismantle right away. And that's why they call them frequency cubes. This is different. I use Gina as a reference because she saw something and I was referencing towards that. But these are not the same thing, okay? These are going to stay in a position. They're going to stay above. You might see them above. You might see them scattered all over. But they are collecting something that's important, okay? And they are connected to 5G in a positive way of location. So, and I've come to a point that, and I'm not saying in the public, but I'm talking about with societies and stuff. I give a lot of information. And I've decided, I said, fuck that. I'm tired of, because giving it to them and then they hoard the information they apply when they want. I'm not doing that no more. I'm shutting that down. And I'm just giving it to the public the way Creator wants me to give it to them. Because I'm tired of people hovering information, holding information, and using it. And I'm tired of that manipulation. So no more. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear about it. I am going to just release the stuff as it comes in the way that they want it, period. Creator. So anyway, you got to look for these, okay? It's important. So I'm going to go back. Well, let me finish this drawing. Now, I showed you guys. So this is what they showed me, like a city recently. They called it the Golden City. That's in our Earth that's going to rise. So let me show you something. So this is, I want you guys have heard this time and time again, and I keep hearing it. As below, as above. Okay, as below the kingdom, as it is above. So this is an actual tree, a massive, large tree that goes to a kingdom. And this is actually, they're showing our planet, flat surface, and then below it's deep and has these layers of cities and information like a Rubik's Cube, which eventually we'll find out. So I want you to understand that this is bright in the sky, and this is like has a flower sun, but it shows me these images too. So they're showing that this will rise up to the surface. This is going to rise. They called it the Golden City. And there's a lot of gold with it. I talked about this the other day, and now I'm drawing more stuff with this. So is below, so is above. Firmament, flat, ocean. Tree was always the root of everything. Tree was the root of everything. Everywhere, and every tree that grows. It always was the root. It was the root. So right now, as they're showing you that has to rise. And I know the location, and they keep telling me is going to be above California. And they've showed me that a long time ago. It won't be attached. The climate's there that's going to be approach to it, but the level of it being very high up, but it's bright and everything. So they're showing me that. And this is, they keep saying, because when I saw it was a golden city, but then they all show, I haven't done the pyramid, but they show this pyramid that's, it looks shimmery. It's got gold to it, but it has silver to it, and it comes down. And this is not something that ever comes to the ground. It stays risen above. So this is one I really want to draw because there's this intense colors with it and frequency with it. So I'm gonna working on a lot of drawings. See, the thing is, I draw these and I want them to come to pass, and I want to see the situation. But now I'm dealing with a new situation that's a new type of key that's important with that new city. So this is a key that dangles down, and imagine keys dangling and have certain symbols that go down, and it has to go into a certain compartment, and then it has to turn. So I'm working on that because I was not happy about that process and how that's attached to that city, and how I have to go up these stairs, and how it has to turn and everything. So it's an important part. We're in this golden process, the golden process. Everybody's worried about dinero, and that money ran out 2 months ago. So there's already something standing straight up, backing that up. You're just seeing a different filter in the front, but behind that is a different understanding. So now I want you, we're going to kind of go back to yourself and your own conscience and your own ability and your own frequency. It's important right now. So we don't want to be a part of 3D in these concepts, okay? We don't want to be in these pride, anger, desire, and fear. That's the 3D concept. Pride, that being better. Anger, someone just makes you mad because it feeds off of that. Desire, it's a craving, a crave for something because you think it's going to fulfill that seed of damage, and it's not. Okay. And then grief. Grief is another thing that's misconstrued, of thinking you have to go through that process. And if you look at it a different way of giving it and ascending it to the light and releasing it, it's a different process that goes into the soul. So I'm showing you these concepts of 3D dimension that we need to get rid of. And don't think about these. You go above that. So guilt, you got to release it out of the soul. You got to let it go. You got to put it somewhere. You hold it here in that 3D concept. It is used for negative energy. You've got to release it and let it go. Shame. And death. Death is another concept of holding and sustaining in 3D. These are areas in the soul that hold these seeds and hold it down like a weight to use and manipulate it. And so I'm going to show you what you need to be in, what you need to change those into. So, so you got the hatred, the craving, anxiety, regret, despise, and blame. Get out of those energies. Did you guys just see that spirit go by? Oh my gosh. It totally walked. Oh my gosh, it was funny. Okay, anyway. So you just let that happen. So being miserable, being evil, being hopeless, being tragic, living in the tragic, frightening, disappointment, demanding, all of that, okay? We need to get rid of all of it, okay? Emotions are beautiful if you release it, but you have to release it. We are a filter of information and a filter of energy. We are a filter that needs to push it out. You just push it out. And I teach that with humble healing because I have a concept that gets rid of the seeds from the past. And you become that filter of energy, and you move things out, and they can't be used against you ever again from anybody trying to use it. And it's not, takes forever. It's one time. But I'm just going through this concept. These are things you need. They should be telling you this. The pride, the courage, the anger, desire, fear, grief, guilt, shame, and death. Banish it. Okay? Replace it. Replace it with what? Willingness, acceptance, inner wisdom, inner love, oneness, and joy. Be in the presence of peace and awareness. Okay? Think of those: awareness, joy, love, wisdom, acceptance, willingness, courage, trust, optimistic, forgiveness, understanding, security, and bliss. It's all about that stage. I tell you, walking through something, not being affected about it, and you're in your bliss. You're in your, it's not attached to me. It's not a part of me. I am my own self. Yeah, we are a filter of energy. We can decide to take on a situation or release it. When you take it on, it brings in the seed. When you release it and move it, it's your filter. You keep filtering things, just like this environment shows you: fire, water. It filters everything. We can do the same. Comes into the inner work. If you get confused about this, you can email me, contact me, and there's different avenues we can go on this. So the meaning at this point in your life, your meaning, you're like, I don't know. But it's not from getting the answer here or here. It's going with the answer inside. And not trying to fit it in a 3D thing, and not, you're releasing that. You're like, nope, no more of that concept or anything, So you're going to listen to that inner voice, finally, that inner calling, because once they know they have your attention, you'll see things happen in front of you to be in a positive aspect of things. So I'll put this chart in my community on this page so you guys can look at this, and this will keep you in a positive balance, okay? Because we are, as a collective, ascending together, and we need to promote and help people ascend together. I mean, to the point, there's my daily struggles that I have to call out the negative, because I'm called to call out the negative, but then I go and I focus back on what needs to be done, getting the other people ascended the way they need to be ascended. So in paying attention to things are getting dismantled the way they need to be dismantled. So you focus on what you can do daily. Looking at that screen is going to get you stuck in that process. Turn it off. I only watch Netflix, and I don't watch normal TV ever. And that's not a part of my process to think about that stuff. You just let it go. So I want you to understand this week. Sorry, I got 10 minutes. The arrest. Remember I talked about the pyramid. The lower bottom of the pyramids, you're going to see it everywhere. Okay, it's important that you understand that. Don't pick from either side. Stay on a clear path in your energy and your oneness, and you get stuck in it. Just say, I just need to walk through this fire and not care, and stay in that energy. Every time you feel like it's pulling you back, you need to walk through the fire, stay in that energy. Pay attention to Corey Good. He's got a lot of stuff going on that's very important. Ismail, Gale of Gaia. They got a lot of stuff going on right now. Star Traveler. Those are the people that are trying to get you there, trying to work to get you there. Not that I believe in everything that they're doing, but when it doesn't reside in you, back up and you stay in your oneness. It's the closest I can get you to what's ascending. I want to talk about, I'm going to have to go with this other thing with New Zealand, because I'm not going to have enough time today. Remember I talked about these crafts coming up out of the ocean. I need you to pay attention to these. There's been a couple of these two, okay? These are coming out of here, and they're starting to come around. Pay attention. don't think if you see a light in the sky, there's one end right here, and then you see another one. Draw a line always to it, because you'll be surprised that it's not just one light here, one light here. If you can actually make them out and look at it. Okay, these are coming to the surface. And I'll have to talk about this hag, New Zealand process of a mountain with some alien stuff that's in there that I worked on that for 2 years now. I put it all together, and it's all one big story put together. That's not very powerful, but it definitely gives a target to go look at, and the government needs to be paying attention and checking it out. I just wanted to come on here for a tad bit to give you that information for this week. I'm telling you, listen to what resides. Listen what keeps you in that vibration. You start to feel that clutching energy that pulls you and drags you down. Get off of the process and move through that. Okay? Do not, because no one has control of where you're going anymore. It's you and the creator only. That process is existing to tap into, to view. Everybody can view it, because I am showing people daily how to do it, and they're tapping into it. It's not something that's supposed to be hidden anymore. It's not something that's supposed to be kept. It's just something that your let me say the word, your conscience can tap into. It's always been there, but it's time for them to start showing you. Not distractions, not new spirit, alien beings here, and this alien being here, and then this is happening. This is distraction crap. Remember, spirit is consistent on the information. It does not change off much. It stays on the path until that is done. Remember that. So it's just something that's important. So stay on that. So if you're confused by this, if you want to reach out to me, you can send me an email. There's a lot of spirits. I don't know what's going on. It's just everywhere. They like what I'm saying. So anyway, just pay attention to that information. And, by the way, where's Joe? Does anybody know where Joe is? I haven't seen him. When do I? But anyway, bye-bye. Anyway, with that situation. So just watch things happen fast. Boom, 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 boom. It's like when that wall's not up no more. There's no reason for it to be up. And then things will just tumble over and take over into a positive light of information and frequency. Okay. I will come back on probably tomorrow with the Netherlands of information that I've been working on for 2 years, about the hag, about that mountain, about these cloning facilities that's by it, about what they were trying to put inside of it, all of it. So I got the drawings and everything. And so if they go after it, good. So we'll see. But I will talk to you tomorrow. You guys, if you are confused by this information, you can reach out, contact me. But stay in the light, stay focused, and walk through the fire. Good night.